Now let's talk about it. Now let's talk about it.
What's really good? Donald Capers here with The Link. We are here with a special exclusive interview with Miss Phoebe Davis Part 2. My camera glitched. Anyway, today I was given a wonderful phone call and some delicious coffee made by Miss Phoebe Davis herself.
My pleasure.
Thank you. And we were having a real conversation, and you know, we started talking about how the different generations have affected each other.
Yes.
So of course, some of our conversation was about the generational hurt. But something you brought up that was really important is that we don't talk about that other side, that generational wealth.
And how we came about it.
Right.
And how important it is to keep that particular energy flow going. Because let's face it, our ancestors really struggled. And I don't think the children know enough about the struggle. So therefore, they don't know that they are from bloodlines of kings and queens of great worlds and great warriors, and the list goes on and on.
Right.
But somewhere along the cycle, we've allowed our children not to know what has kept us strong. And which leads to a very important subject matter of mine is, how do we continue our generational wealth? For example, our ancestors, especially here in Buffalo, New York, when they came up north during the industrial period, that is when they began to buy homes. So they had to fight like hell to get this done. All kind of obstacles in their way. And the houses were big and large, and they were intended to be a generational thing, so that if somebody fell astray in the road of life, then they wouldn't be homeless.
Right.
So generational wealth is more important than generational curses, I think. But generational curses is what really needs to be broken.
Well, I think the focus on the generational curse and the actual curse itself takes so much time away from discussing the generational wealth.
Okay.
And then the self-medication or the self-healing people try to do to compensate for their pain from the generational curse, they are not trusted with the generational wealth.
There you go.
Even if it's not just money, what if it's the wealth of knowledge, the wealth of information? Our family came from this place and we owned castles and we have space overseas.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, there's some relationships that parents haven't been able to share with their children because their children are a risk of losing the relationship.
And there you have it.
You know,
and so those important issues are being swept up under the rug.
Yes.
And that's when we start to build these curses instead of letting them go. You know, you can't just let them go. They have to be dealt with.
Yes.
And a lot of that is the reason why we're losing our babies. But back to the shoulders of giants. When I moved here from Buffalo, I had the privilege of living, one of my favorite areas on the east side was Utica and Fillmore.
Hey, okay. I'm familiar.
Listen, that was my hood, and I was Mama Phoebe, Mama Dukes. I had several titles over there.
Mom Dukes.
But I had the pleasure for the first time in my life to firsthand see generational wealth in a home. So this was when I met my very good girlfriend. Her name was Angela Miller. And she later married and became Angela Miller Carpenter.
Okay.
And I don't care what we were doing in our lives, she was going to stop and she was going to go back to the family house. In that house was the great-grandmother, the mother, the daughter, and the granddaughter. It was 4 generations of females. And once you walked in that house, you could feel the strength of them. And that is the kind of foundation that our families used to be built on. Let's say the family own a business and the kids grow up, they don't want the business anymore.
Right.
They just, we're in a state of mind where they just sell the business. And that's how we losing some things.
Right.
You know, as a people.
Well, with that being said, I just want to take a quick break, everybody. We're going to change our camera angle so that we can come back to you with some a much cleaner shot of Miss Phoebe. Thank you for dealing with this for this long. You know, and if you didn't see it, then watch how it looked in a minute.
All right.
And we're back.
And we're back.
Look at that. See? Look at that. Look at that.
Hey,
So,
just
you know,
gets better with time.
That's right. And
That's
you
right.
can more. Right.
Absolutely. My girlfriend Angela Miller Carpenter, and her mother, and her great and the great grandmother, they are both passed on, and I had the pleasure of paying my respects in song to both of them, and I'm very loved by the family. I remember planting in the springtime in the front of the house because the great grandmother loved flowers, and so did I. But I was always welcome in that house, and I think I knew the gist of it even better than they did, because I saw the generational strength, and to this day, her and her daughter, and now a grandson, she still has that strength, and she's passing it on. So,
Amen.
It's a mean thing, that generational thing. We have that in my family too.
Man,
Yeah.
we do in my family. Shout out to my aunt Linda Wheeler. I don't know if you want me to say your whole name, but you famous to me because she's the one of the people in the family that I know, in the family tree.
Okay.
That I know.
All right.
Who was trying to figure out where these branches came from and whose leaves
yeah.
and what apples fell and all of that. You know
That's
what I mean?
right.
So she's been a really big inspiration.
She's the tree and you guys are the branches and the fruit.
Yes, yes.
All right.
So that's why I'm shouting her out, because
Yeah.
one of the reasons I started doing this is because we get to see some of the legacy that we are leaving, so the youth can have something to see from real people besides what AI may be able
And
to
there's
tell
still
them.
quite a few giants still out there, like your Eva Doyles. My girlfriend who does the storytelling. I mean, and
Miss Karima Amin.
yes, we still have some giant shoulders. As a matter of fact, I'm honored to say that a few shoulders, my shoulders are bearing a few youths today.
Absolutely,
And
absolutely.
I'm just so blessed to have that, and let Allah use me in whatever way that He chooses. It's a blessing. I get a little emotional and wrapped up. And even though the family that I have that bond with are not my DNA, I'm the mother of the DNA.
Okay.
But we have a family house with the elders in it, and we all chip in because the house has, it's over near Delaware Park. It has
Oh, wow.
it has the basement, the first floor, the second floor, the third floor, and apartment on the top.
Okay, now.
So whatever happens, you can come home.
Yeah.
And when I want to go over there and just take a break from life and just hang out, like Thanksgiving. Okay? Even though I'm Muslim and I don't celebrate these holidays, but who doesn't enjoy the gathering and the love of family and friends?
Right.
So I cook like a maniac, okay? Trying to get everybody over. They don't care
Right.
who I bring.
Right.
You know, it's the family house.
Right. It's a day of celebration.
And if I need money or what, I can go to the family house.
Right.
If I need shelter, I can go to the family house.
Okay, well, okay. My listener or my viewers may be from a different generation.
They are.
So what are some of the things that you maybe have seen that would disrupt that that privilege you've had from that time till now?
And Lord knows, I'm so glad you said that, because that just humbled my spirits. Truly, it was a blessing to be brought up in that era. And I feel negligent. I feel negligent that I'm not passing down everything I know. I'm in circumstances right now with a 14-year-old, and I feel so hopeless. And I'm going to every resource that I know, and nothing is working. So at this point, I know, thanks to you too, that I'm going to have to turn this totally over to the will of God.
Well, you know, as you've mentioned some things about how you feel about the situation, one of the things I saw as a totally radical, different thing that I've seen the youth need is like, we approach them as if their feelings and ideas and desires are less important because of their age.
There you go.
And they didn't really grow up with that parental separation that the rest of us grew up with. They're a lot closer to their parents.
Definitely
They're seeing their parents' videos from 20 or 15 years ago or 30 years ago.
Yeah.
They're seeing pictures, and the Freaknik movie done came out. People like, hey, that's my mama, you know. So it's like...
A lot of people were concerned.
But that's what I'm saying. It's like, yo, it's hard. We haven't... We weren't ready in our community for the Pandora's box to be open without people saying, what is Pandora? What is a box?
Yeah.
Why shouldn't we open it yet? When we open it, what are we going to do? No one was paying attention to that. It was just like, oh, we going to open a box and see what's inside. And now everybody's scared of it.
Yeah.
Bars. But still, it's like people are so afraid of the truth that they want.
It's been that way for a while.
You see what I'm saying?
You get more results today telling a lie.
Well,
you know,
you can become the leader of a lot of things.
Yeah.
So it's like... And you can lie your way into the truth.
Right.
You know.
There's no doubt about that. What's going on here?
Oh, you need a moment or?
Nope.
All right.
It's just one of those annoying
we still here.
Insurance cars.
All right.
Okay.
But I just wanted to encourage you because you say you felt hopeless, and that touched my heart because
I do.
You are affecting people out here, but the people you're reaching are a little bit older than 14. Because I know you work with the very talented, the wonderful mother, the amazing dancer, Miss Molly Vine.
Oh my
and
Lord!
She's a mom and an artist living in this city, who's a teacher as well. So
she's ideal.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then I always I always add this in this because I have eyes.
Yep.
She's gorgeous.
She is. I mean,
respectfully to her people and hers, but it's like
and out.
You can see it, and it's like
she's very special.
I don't think a lot of people with all of that have mentors who are bold and they're saying, no, don't put it under a glass. Let it shine. But this is how you speak and look and watch because people are going to see your light.
I spotted Molly.
You see what I'm saying?
And that was when we were doing Little Africa. And that's when Eugenia and I had met at Aldi's that day. She was at Aldi's buying Cynthia some flowers.
Aww.
And I turned around and it looked like I was looking directly in her mother's face. I says, look, I either know you or I know your mother. All right? All the Southern came out of me. And so I said, what's your mother's name? She says, Glenda King. I said, and I am Phobie Davis. She says, I've been looking for you.
That's right.
Huh?
Yeah.
Took me home to insist. I had my ride lined up. You know, old ladies have their ride. You got us a little jitney going, you know.
Listen.
A little jitney. Huh? Hey, get us a little jitney. But anyway, she brought me home and told me what her dreams was and what she was trying to do. And she was in the process of nurturing her genes, but she had a crew of young people who needed some guidance.
Right.
But she saw me as a potential gain, and she nurtured my career, and she took my career further than the previous people did.
Right.
And I had her through some high points before Allah took her away. But she left me well taken care of. She left me with somebody who adores me. And you know, people can love you, but you know who adores you.
Come on.
Don't blush. You blushing, boo. You want to go to a break?
We're going to stay right here. We almost going to wrap this show up, y'all, because we want you guys to comment in the comment section. Let us know your stories and how you feel about the topic. Yeah. I get into the comment section, and Miss Phobie and I can respond to some questions you may have or comments.
Yes.
But when you said you felt hopeless, it really struck me, and I felt like maybe there's other people who are feeling like, man, I'm I have this young person there, 14, 15, whatever. Yeah. And I'm saying whatever because it does, some of them are younger than that, and some of them are a little older than that. And it's like, if you can take the time for yourself to allow that person to have agency over their decisions to do the things they're doing, at least for the conversation. If they think they are grown, allow them the respect and the space to be grown.
Yeah, because
So-
that's what she said.
So if and I know I'm just making this up. I don't know what this young lady has done, but I know from my work, young ladies will chase after a boyfriend.
Yes.
And it's like
seeking love
And-
in the wrong places.
Well, is it the wrong place or is it the right place?
Spaces.
We don't know just yet. We always but you see, we always warn
Yes.
it's gonna be bad, it's gonna be terrible.
Yeah.
And these kids really are like, well, let me see.
Yeah.
Let me see how bad it's gonna be.
Okay.
Just support me. And it's like, well, I don't want to support you throwing yourself at the ground. I know you're gonna break something.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You're gonna break your hand or something.
Eugenia had a gift for that as well.
Right.
She was good for taking care of broken people.
Yeah.
My girlfriend sent me a piece of footage yesterday that I want to share with you. Let me see if I can. When I get ready to pull stuff up on the phone, I get so excited because it makes my adrenaline rush. Now I have to remember, was it on Facebook? Where the hell was it? You know what I mean?
Man. But that's all. It's just those situations.
Yes.
We need to give that space because then they can explain wherever child place they're coming from.
Right.
And maybe you can see what's going on. Because
Absolutely.
we're just approaching them like, you are 14. You shouldn't be smoking, drinking, having sex, listening to ratchet music. You shouldn't be talking back. You shouldn't be.
All the things that you're doing right now is just not a part of our world.
But this is the thing.
Yeah.
It's happened already.
Yeah, it's happened.
What are we talking about? It's not
Trying
that
to make it better.
That person can do those things, and they have. So
and continue to.
And we won't move past they shouldn't be.
And they continue to.
Because we won't move past you shouldn't have did it in the first place. It's like, okay, they did it in the first place. Now what?
Well, yeah,
we're not beating each other anymore. We need to communicate.
I definitely think that.
I don't think we should trade stories. I don't think
we should just drop it and say move on.
Right.
But also, we can't keep nudging at it. See, at some point, say what you mean what you say. That's me.
Right.
I'm not into telling somebody who I know understands 1,000. Like if I say clean up your room, and I go in there, I don't see no progress. I say it again, clean up your room. No progress. At that point, I'm gonna send somebody in, and then they're gonna go through your private shit.
Right.
When all you had to do was clean up your room.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's the perfect example. Now.
Yeah.
We definitely need to encourage people to do something about these things because your methods sound like, okay, I gave you a chance to be an adult.
And which I am very patient.
I was patient.
As my mama said, gently.
You proved to me you couldn't handle it, so
No.
I had to send in someone who was responsible.
You proved to me that you didn't care.
Either way, you didn't get the job done.
Well, yeah.
We replaced you with somebody who's more responsible. So since everybody's getting the bag and everybody want to make money, everybody has that mindset, I want to work, and I want to have something. Okay, we're going to replace you with someone who's going to get the job done.
But I have faith that everything's going to be all right.
We have faith, and the work, I really believe the work is allowing the space for them
to receive what we have to give.
Right.
And so she's not there because she's a know-it-all, and that's that.
Right. And then there's other factors that Miss Phoebe either A, don't know the full story on because you've been told one person's side or two people's side, not every side.
And that's with anyone, actually.
Right. And then there's some stuff that you were told and you do understand, but the specific perspective of the person telling you isn't where you are. It's from where they
definitely.
are.
We're in two perspectives. You're right.
Right. So
it's like the thermometer. We're in two different areas of the temperature. But you know,
I like that metaphor.
Yeah.
Like you know how to read Celsius and Fahrenheit, and she don't know what either one of those two are. Well, she just know if the red is up here it's hot, and if the red is down here it's cold.
Well, tunnel vision don't help either.
Well, the tunnel vision is everybody's telling her you don't need to know all of that. All you need to know is if it's up there, it's hot, and if it's down there, it's cold. You don't need to know more than that. You don't need to know more than that. I'll tell you what it really is so they can control what they want.
But see, that's the situation. You trying to control something that's not controllable.
That's what we're trying to protect our young people from, but then they join these groups of control. It's gonna be what it is, and they are they don't know that they're uncontrollable even by the group control. So
they don't even know that they're naive.
And this is why the group has to then physically punish them and keep doing things to let them know they're in charge and they are controllable. Because
after so long, then you can't even get out because you're considered a liability. So either way it goes, it's a hell of a situation.
Right. And getting back to what did we say? Getting back to the generational wealth.
It's a generation.
When we're dealing with these curses and these curses that are forming on issues,
they go over and over.
It's difficult to trust that person with the wealth because as a 14-year-old person in your life, and I'm just saying knowing the people you're around and knowing you just formed a relationship with another young lady who's an adult. Her name is Kat. Shout out to Kat. What's going on?
Hey,
full circle in it. You know what I mean?
Meow, kitty, kitty, kitty.
But you two formed a bond so quickly and so easily.
Yeah, just like we have been friends forever.
Right. And it's like your impact on her is going to in turn impact the younger people she impacts.
I agree.
And then those young people are going to impact the younger people that they impact. So it's like it's a trickle down, but it's not the financial idea that they tried to pose as whatever. This type of trickle down is literally how information is passed down through the generations, and they've separated us with social media.
But you know
instead
what?
Of bring us closer together.
I must admit, though, however, that I'm a little disappointed with myself because I've always been a person who could reach the younger generation, and it's a little bit different now.
You are reaching the younger generation. They just grew up a little bit.
They grew up too fast for me.
But now these are the grand younger generation.
These the great grand.
These ones need to be
great auntie.
And that's why you need some of them. You need some of them 20-year-old people around.
You're right, because the ones who are just auntie phobic, they listening.
Right.
It's the great auntie phobic. That crew ain't
they shouldn't be listening. I'm just saying, we was born in the 1900s.
You got to put a little thing. But listen, all right, that's enough about these teenagers. I've had enough of them.
But that's what I'm saying. Let's talk about the generational wealth, because people who were born in the 1900s, they have wealth.
They did.
Wealth of knowledge, wealth of physical appearance, and understanding what enzymes are, protein, lotion, what type to use, what's a bullshit product. Unit. We were taught what's a bullshit product. How do you spot a fake advertisement? We were taught that. Our youth, I don't think they've been taught to spot a fake advertisement versus an AI generated video,
and which I don't get either. So
but see,
that's
because it's different.
I try to venture off. I venture out enough to know. You know what I'm saying? But on a softer note, and slightly, if not changing the subject, I know that some Americans are in an uproar concerning our new president.
Oh yeah,
they're in an uproar. It kind of the presidency the election this year kind of took me back a little bit to the 60s, maybe late 60s, early 70s.
Okay.
When we were marching, and it gave me the feel of that era when we were doing songs like "We Shall Overcome."
Ladies and gentlemen, for your listening pleasure, Miss Phobie Davis.
We shall overcome. We shall overcome. We shall overcome someday. Oh, deep in my heart, I do believe we shall overcome someday.
It's
Now
your
let's
boy
talk
Capital
about it.
DC, Donald
And
Capers.
Phoebe Davis.
Now
That's
let's
right,
talk
that's
about
Miss
it.
Phoebe Davis, for those that don't know. And we're out. I appreciate y'all. Come on back now.